I don't normally do videos like this, but today I'm gonna be reading some OC lore that I made. This one is called The Fox's Crazy Adventure. The main character is Frusticus Evanston. Yes, I know this is a little bit corny, but back then when I had my little gacha phase, I made these OCs and just never quite put lore in it. It was just I made a bunch of them, and there is more to come. I have made a couple lore for every OC. One's still in development. So, without further ado, let's get on it and enjoy. The Fox's Crazy Adventure. There was a humanoid fox named Fruscus. His hometown was his only beloved place. He grew happily there and made fond memories. But on one fortunate morning, hunters came to their world, tethering and ripping away at every victim with no mercy. Although before any of this happened, Fruscius lived with just his two parents. He wasn't the talkative guy, nor was he very introductive, but he was a nice fellow. When Fruscius managed to escape, he ended up in a town 2 months later. Frust was a bit skeptical, but he opened up a bit, and he decided to explore a bit further. Knowing his parents couldn't make it, he'd have to live on his own at some point. He mostly roamed around in his fox form, living life as a regular fox. Eventually, he got a bit more comfortable and started observing the other civilians who lived in the little town. He soon found out that some other creatures and monsters lived there, and notably, he got more used to the new town that he was living in, and even went up to two strangers named Peter and Aiden. At first, he was just gonna greet them openly, but he decided he wanted to tease them a bit and spook them in his full fox form. He talked to them using the only human language he knows, English, which kinda spooked Aiden a bit, who is currently working in the cafe, which also surprised Peter too. "I guess you're not used to seeing a talking fox, huh?" Fruscus said. Eventually, once Fruscus was settled and done messing with Aiden and Peter, he decided to spook them a bit more and transformed into his humanoid attire. And as you know it, they were quite stumbled, but only long after did they become great friends. It seemed he was accepted into their life after a short time. However, as time pressed on, his friends started to fade away slowly, starting with Aiden, who mysteriously faded away after some time, leaving only Fruscus and Peter. It went fine, however. Fruscus was beginning to feel homesick, and so he ventured off after bidding farewell to Peter. After a few months, a man appeared, strangely enough, in front of him. Out from a portal, the man was named Ray, and he was 10 years from into the future, and needed Fruscus' help. Ray explained that he needs him to cover up as a backup for Fruscus' future self, claiming that he is a rather busy man and Fruscus' older self is receiving minor health issues that are potentially getting in the way of his services. Fruscus cautiously agrees and dresses up formally because he has to, and that's when he finally joins the specialist team, or so he calls them. His job is to take care of the mansion and babysits Ray's adoptive son, Gray. Fruscus was doing pretty well, and eventually he even got to take breaks. Eventually, during November, Fruscus' older self got back up to greater health, and Fruscus' present one was now able to retire, and he accepted gratefully, giving Gray one final hug before he returns to his timeline, and giving back the time travel watch he was given to Ray. Although when he came back, Peter wasn't there. All was left was an empty messages on his phone, and a blocked signal on the corner of his phone. Fruscus was indeed upset, but soon shrugged it off and decided to live off the rest of his life, either making friends or hanging around, trying new things. That will conclude my OC lore. This mostly was inspired because I didn't really have anything to do. And this is also kind of a true story relating to me, because me and my friend Pete, or as you know him, the Zach of Therian, I think. Um, We were former friends. I hope he doesn't mind me saying his name. But I mean, sometimes people say it in his comments, so I don't see why not. Um, but yeah, we we had we had a quite a backstory. We would role play, corny, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed my lore. That that's it. Thank you, and goodbye.